All right. Just 1 second. There we go. Okay, Abby, you got the floor. You have full control. If I got a limit, then you now have control of the screen.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Deacon. Thank you all for having me tonight and spending your Tuesday evening with me. Like Deacon mentioned, my name is Abby Pritchard, and I am one of our admissions counselors for Boise State, specifically working with students coming from the Southern California area, but also specifically working closely with Deacon and all of you, all of his students. And so I'm super excited to share a bit about Boise State today, and then definitely leave some room for y'all to ask any questions that you may have. Just a little preface for anyone who came to visit Boise recently for that campus tour. You may recognize the slideshow, but I know I didn't present it to you all when you came to Boise. So hopefully the information will be a little bit different with my own little spin on it tonight. But I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen. Can we see it all right?
Yes.
Awesome.
See it. It's
Perfect.
great.
Amazing. Well, again, welcome to Boise State virtually. I'm really excited again to just share a bit more information about the university. As your Boise State admissions counselor, I'm truly here to help with every step of your Boise State journey, all the way from those very first questions you may have about Boise State, through all of those next steps. Again, all of that process towards becoming a Bronco. I know that the college search journey can be very stressful and overwhelming at times. And so when it comes to Boise State, I'm here to hopefully make that process as stress-free as we possibly can make it. And so definitely don't hesitate after tonight to reach out to me with any and all Boise State questions that you do have. Again, I'm more than happy to help. At the very end of my presentation, I'll have my contact information for you all. But diving right on in, Boise State is located in Boise, Idaho. And I think that as you're starting this college search journey, it's not only super important to make sure that you love that school that you're choosing, but also make sure that you like where it's located as well. And what's really neat about living in Boise is that it truly has the best of both worlds. Whether you're someone who loves to take advantage of those different outdoor adventures, in Boise, there's tons of mountain bike riding trails in the area, camping sites nearby, lots of outdoor activities, like if you like to ski or snowboard, or heck, I mean, I went to Boise State myself, graduated back in May of 2022, and I had never skied or snowboarded a day in my life before I came to Boise, but that was something that I actually tried out as a Boise State student for the very first time. And what's nice is that we make those new experiences not only really convenient to be able to do, but they're also really cost friendly. I grew up in California in the Sacramento area, and I remember looking at different excursions and stuff growing up that when I came to Boise and saw that there was stand-up paddleboarding for only $20, or even other trips and excursions to take advantage of for pretty affordable prices. That was something that was really cool. And then on top of that, kind of on the flip side of things, in Boise, that is Idaho's capital city. Downtown Boise is only about a 15-minute walk from campus. And so with that, students also have the different opportunities and experiences that come with living in a metropolitan area. And so, for example, if you're a student who's maybe thinking, oh, it'd be cool to have an internship while I'm a college student. And basically, if you're not familiar with internships kind of allow you to almost test drive your future job. It's an experience where maybe you'll get class credit for your internship, or maybe it's a paid internship. But ultimately, that internship opportunity allows you to almost shadow your future career. And again, really ultimately test drive it to kind of see if it's a good fit for you. Did you want to add to that, Deacon?
No, I think you got it. That's
Yeah.
the way to look at it. Yes.
And because of our location, I think we truly do have one of the largest internship programs in the Pacific Northwest. So regardless of what industry you want to go into, our career services is awesome in connecting students with those opportunities that they kind of want to take and seek out during their time as a college student. I think another one thing that I want to highlight on this slide here is the fact that we have such a strong alumni base in Boise, and a really young alumni from Boise State in general. Over 80% of our Boise State alumni graduated within the last 10 years. And so what's so neat, we have 63,000 living alumni in the Treasure Valley area, which is the greater Boise area, who love to pour back into our students and create those different internship or part-time job experiences, or even just allowing you to maybe do an informational interview with that person and learn about their future career. Again, ultimately, your time at Boise State preparing you for what that life after Boise State will look like. Moving on, here in Boise, we do get all 4 seasons, which I know coming from Sacramento during fall 2018, my freshman year at Boise State, having all 4 seasons was definitely an entirely new experience for me. In fact, the very first time I saw snow physically fall from the sky was during my freshman year here at Boise State. So to say I was
Really?
inexperienced is an understatement.
That's true of most students who go there. That's their first snow.
Oh, yeah.
If they see it, if it comes, yeah.
And the beauty about Boise is that if you're someone who's interested in maybe trying out the 4 seasons for, just a few years of your life while you're in college, I think that Boise is the great place to do that, just because we do truly have that all 4 seasons, but it is probably the most mild version that you'll see of all 4 seasons, where in the fall, it's absolutely stunning. The leaves on the trees here turn the most gorgeous colors of reds, oranges, yellows. And we have a lot of fun events going on both on and off campus in the fall time, like our Boise State home football games. Off campus in that image, you can see the Spirit of Boise Balloon Classic, which is actually an event that takes place right across the street from campus, in a park that you could just walk right from your residence hall to check out, and you watch all the hot air balloons rise up and fill up the sky. It's absolutely stunning. In that next image, you'll see winter Bogus Basin. That's actually an image from Bogus Basin, our local ski resort in the area here. What's nice about Bogus Basin is it's only about a 45-minute drive from campus, and our skiing and snowboarding club is actually our most popular club at Boise State. And so that makes it really convenient for maybe organizing carpools, maybe getting a ride up to Bogus Basin, maybe especially if you don't bring your car during your first year at Boise State. And I know that I had a lot of misconceptions about living in the snow, going to class in the snow during the winter time. In fact, I thought I was going to be trudging through waist deep snow to get to class. And I can tell you that that will not be the case at Boise State. In fact, we only get a bit of snow in the valley. It's pretty mild here in the Boise area. So I normally can get around in my sneakers, my normal everyday shoes, just fine, even in the winter time, which makes it very convenient. In the springtime, Boise kind of comes back to life again. It's super green and pretty all around. And some really fun events that are happening on campus. We have something called Spring Fling, which is a cool event that happens typically right before the end of the spring semester, where students can kind of come together and celebrate, take a little break from studying for finals. Normally we'll have like a DJ and we'll bring in fun carnival rides and food trucks. And so students can kind of gather together, and that happens right in our Albertson Stadium parking lot. So in the football stadium parking lot there, right on campus. And in that image for spring, we actually show a picture of Tree Fort Music Festival. And this is a music festival that seems to be growing more and more each year. If anyone's familiar with Lizzo actually performed at Tree Fort Music Festival way back in the day, kind of before she blew up. And with Tree Fort, again, it happens across various different venues around downtown Boise. And so students are able to take advantage of checking out that event. They also have lots of food trucks and things as well. And Tree Fort also does internship or volunteer opportunities for Boise State students. So if that's something that you're interested in, kind of diving more into the event planning industry, the music industry, that could be a really awesome experience for you as a student. And then Lastly, you'll see the slide for summer, or the little image there for summer on the far right. That is a picture of the Boise River. I think floating the Boise River has to be the most popular summertime activity here in Boise. It's about a 2 or 3 hour float depending on the year and how much rain we'd gotten earlier in the year. But it's an absolute blast, a great way to cool off when it does get pretty hot in the summertime. And again, just a great way to kind of take advantage of getting outdoors and kind of seeing all the nature there. Moving back to on-campus things, here at Boise State, it's actually not required to live on campus during any of your time as a student, but I will say that we definitely recommend it, especially for our incoming first-year students. I think that living on campus truly allows you to be thrown into an environment where you are truly in the same exact shoes as everyone else, you know, just as excited, but also equally, or if not more nervous, to start meeting new people, making friends, and start truly building your community here at Boise State. I lived on campus during my freshman year, and that's the huge reason why I loved living on campus so much and would do it again a million times if I could. I loved being in that environment where everyone was just as eager and excited as I was to, again, start building that community here at Boise State. And so many of the people I met during those very first couple days in my residence hall were people who I continue being friends with my entire 4 years at Boise State and beyond. And so you never know, you know, how much of an impact those people will have on your life, who you meet in your freshman year residence hall. And like I mentioned, we do have 11 different residence hall options. 9 of these are going to be reserved for our incoming first-year students. And so for any of my seniors in high school right now, you can know that our housing application process for y'all will start up in mid-March. And so I would definitely encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to make sure you apply to Boise State before that date. Make sure you're admitted prior to that time, and then also complete your intent to enroll before mid-March as well, because only students who have done their intent to enroll will be able to access that housing application process when that opens up in mid-March. But in the meantime, I would definitely encourage you to hop on our Boise State website and really check out all of those residence hall options. I'd like to say that each of our residence halls truly have their own unique personality and kind of style to them, depending on where they're located on campus, what type of layouts they offer. And so on our housing website, you'll be able to see all of the 9 options that are available for you. You'll be able to view pictures of them, see where they are on campus, see the different layouts that are available, and really, again, get a good idea of which residence hall could be a good fit for you. In these 3 examples here, you can see how even these 3 examples alone really do vary. With Chafee Hall, for example, that's more of that community style residence hall where you're sharing a room with your roommate, and then your floor will share community bathrooms and community living room areas. And then you'll notice that actually the majority of our residence halls will be more similar to Taylor and Kaiser halls and our Honors College and Sawtooth Hall, where instead of sharing those community bathrooms with your floor, you'll actually just share your bathroom and living room area with just a few other roommates who are in your unit, again, versus that entire floor. And at the end of the day, you'll have the privacy of your own room, which a lot of students appreciate with that suite style option. I want to share a quick photo of our campus map, also highlighting
I'm sorry, Abby.
Yeah.
I should point out to parents that are here that I'm noticing this year that she put up that range of costs.
Yeah.
And the highest at Boise is about 14.5, I believe. So 14.4, I believe. If you look at that, yeah, there it is, 14.4. Regularly, I'm seeing 19, 21,000 this year for living arrangements, and so you make sure you're comparing apples and apples. And really look at that. You can get as under 10,000 at Boise. Nobody's under 10,000 right now. Nobody. So if you're in the middle, you can see where that is. But I'm regularly seeing CSUs, others that are 19 and 20 for this year. I guess inflation, they're using it as occasion to rise it. I just want to make that point. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, thank you, Deacon. Thank you for pointing that out. And I think that almost kind of also adds to just the idea that, you know, at the end of the day, the cost of living in Boise is significantly cheaper than the cost of living in California. And so that also will kind of play a factor in kind of what even your day-to-day expenses as a student will look like here in Boise compared to maybe back home. And also too, with those housing options, like I was kind of mentioning, exploring your different options. My biggest advice with navigating our Boise State website is Google is your best friend. Google Boise State housing, and it will bring you right to our housing website. And we actually have a tab that you'll see at the top of that website that will break it down by residence hall options. You can view it by housing rates. And so you can really get a good feel for each of those residence halls, what they're costing. And again, getting a good feel for them before March when that housing application process opens up. I do also want to note here, if you do live on campus during your freshman year here at Boise State, we will have you purchase a meal plan, but I promise you'll thank us for that because most of our residence hall units don't have in-unit kitchens. And so the residence halls themselves may have a community kitchen that you can share kind of with your entire residence hall. But again, because there's no in-unit kitchens, that meal plan will be awesome in making sure that you're getting all the food that you need. With your meal plan, you'll be able to enjoy meals from our 2 main dining halls on campus that are both buffet style. You'll also be able to enjoy meals from our number of on-campus restaurants. We have anywhere from Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, La Tapatia, which is a Boise Mexican food restaurant that we brought onto campus, Paddles Up Poke, which is an awesome poke spot that was started by Boise State alumni. We have a really awesome Greek place called Meraki Greek. So lots of different food options. And then lastly, your meal plan will also allow you access to enjoy different snacks and drinks from our different markets. And we have markets all around campus. And these are basically like little convenience stores. So perfect for maybe quick in between classes. You just need to grab a granola bar and a Gatorade. You can pop into the market and grab that before your next class. And on this campus map here, again, I just really want to highlight the fact that you are truly never too far away from food. You're never truly too far away from your residence hall, from your next class. Campus itself is pretty small. It's less than a mile from corner to corner. And so I know that while some of you came to campus during that tour route that we do, it does feel much bigger than it is. But again, corner to corner of campus, less than a mile long, maybe takes you about 15, 20 minutes to get from one edge of campus to the other. And so again, with that being said, you're truly never too far away from that next class, from your residence hall, from a place to grab a bite to eat. And so I think because of that reason, because of how walkable and even accessible through riding your bike, for that reason, I think that's why a lot of our first year students who live on campus don't end up bringing a car their first year for that very reason. Moving on to academics, here at Boise State, we have a little over 16,000 undergraduate students, which I know when I first found out that number, it terrified me. That can seem like a really daunting number for some people. I went to a high school that was much, much smaller than this. And so thinking that I'd be going to school with 16,000 people truly did scare me a bit. But again, I could really attest as someone who was a student about a second ago, it feels like that with that average class size of being about 29 students per class, that is really true. We don't just throw that number up there because it looks good. That is really true for so many of our classes at Boise State. You're going to find that smaller class setting. And so what's nice is that you can have kind of the pros of having that larger campus life, and experience that larger university feel during times like our Boise State football games in Albertson Stadium, or maybe when you're walking from class to class around campus. But again, when you're in the classroom learning with your professors and with your classmates, that small class size will be really true. And I ultimately really appreciated that because I got to know my classmates super well and ultimately also got to know my professors really well. And what I found was really cool is that a lot of our Boise State professors have either worked in the industry that they now teach about, or they currently still work in that industry and also work at Boise State as a professor kind of on the side or in addition to their current work. And so that was something that was really neat because they were able to bring their real life experiences to share in that classroom setting. For example, one of my professors, I studied psychology when I was a student at Boise State, and one of my psychology professors actually had her own private practice in Boise, her own private therapy practice there. So it was neat because she was able to teach us these counseling skills and kind of relay them back, obviously without giving away any client information, but relay them back to her work, which was neat. And we are Idaho's largest public university, which means we're serving so many students, not only here in the Treasure Valley, but within coming from all 50 states. So it's so neat to meet students from all over the United States and from other countries as well. And we have over 200 different majors, minors, and certificates. And so on this slide here, you can actually see what the top 10 majors were for our most recent incoming freshman class. So the students who are currently freshmen right now, these were the top 10 majors these students were applying to Boise State with. I first just want to highlight number 1 on this list. If you were maybe sitting here while I was talking about the majors and minors thinking, oh my goodness, I have no idea what I want to study, know that you're in a large majority of students. Again, undeclared was our number 1 top major for our most recent incoming freshman class. And it's definitely totally okay to not know what you want to study yet. What's cool about Boise State is that there are so many different ways and resources to help you find what it is you want to do ultimately with life after Boise State and help you find that perfect major to fit that end career goal. A lot of students will meet with our career services office, maybe do a job personality type related quiz. Maybe some awesome jobs will come from that and one will really spark your interest. Again, you can work backwards from there to find that perfect major fit. So know that at Boise State, you have plenty of time to figure that out, to work with the resources that we do have on campus, if maybe you're someone who, again, is sitting here not sure yet. One thing that I want to kind of mention about our academics before we move on is, and I kind of highlighted this earlier with talking about our professors, I think that our academics have become truly one of my favorite things about the university. And the reason for that is because regardless of what you study here at Boise State, you are going to find that hands-on interactive work in the classroom, which I think is so enriching for your 4 years at Boise State and for your 4 years in college in general. Like I had mentioned, I studied psychology. I think my favorite course that I took at Boise State was called Intro to Counseling. And we would learn new counseling skills 1 day a week and actually got to practice those counseling skills the second day of the week, each and every week of the semester during mock counseling sessions. So we got into a group of 3 students and we rotated being the mock counselor, the observer, and then the patient. And we got to practice those counseling skills that we had learned just a couple days ago with our professor. Another really great example of this is through our kinesiology program. My younger sister is actually currently a senior at Boise State, and she told me about a class that she's currently taking that I never even knew existed at Boise State, where she actually teaches 4th graders how to weight lift. So she got to learn all about the science behind weightlifting, and they bring in 4th graders from one of our local elementary schools and use PVC pipes to teach them how. It was the craziest thing I never had heard, but I just love hearing about those different types of classes we offer. And so with that, again, regardless of what you study, you'll find that hands-on interactive component. That's just a couple examples of kind of that first came to my mind, kind of my more recent kind of stories that I've heard from my younger sister and reflecting on my college time. But again, lots of hands-on interactive work there. Moving on to our honors college, I think our honors college is a super awesome program for any student who really just truly wants to enrich their time at college in all different areas. With our honors college, this requires an additional application in addition to your admissions application at Boise State. With the honors college, they'll have you also submit a resume and a writing statement in response to a prompt that they'll provide for you. But the honors college ultimately allows you to be in an environment where you're surrounded by other students of all different academic programs who are also academically motivated and really want to make the most of their time at Boise State. You'll find that, with the average class size being 29 students overall with the university, with our honors college, the average class size is actually 15 students per class, and we cap those honors college courses at 25 students. There's also a lot of opportunities to really help continue to build your community on campus through the honors college. For example, with our honors college orientation that you'll do, you actually get placed into a Harry Potter house the second you kind of go through that honors college orientation. And so if you love Harry Potter, you may end up in a Harry Potter house through the honors college. But on top of that, they also put on over 75 different activities for that community building, also for leadership opportunities. You also have really personalized academic support. a lot of funding opportunities. And then you'll also have priority registration, which means in typical Boise State fashion, we do class registration in a bit of a seniority system. So seniors and juniors and sophomores, then freshmen. But with priority registration, you almost get a skip the line pass essentially. And so you'll probably get to enroll for your classes a lot sooner than your friends, which means you'll probably get to have that schedule that's perfect for you, kind of first choice of classes there. Like I mentioned, the Honors College does have a separate application. They have a bit of a running notification schedule that you can see here on this slide. Ultimately, if you're someone who's interested in the Honors College, definitely send me an email or ask Deacon for my contact information if you miss it at the very end of my presentation today. And I'm more than happy to get you connected with our Honors College. They do a great job of doing both virtual and in-person information sessions about their program, where you'll get to hear from current students who are a part of the Honors College and then really get to kind of start to picture and see if that would be a good fit for you. Moving on, I think that one of the first things I noticed coming from high school to college was that I had so much more time out of the classroom than I ever did before in high school and in elementary school. And so I think that internships, undergraduate research opportunities, and on-campus jobs are three excellent ways to fill up your time outside of the classroom once you're in college. I think, again, with internships, you get to almost test drive that future career. Students will either decide doing an internship, oh my goodness, yes, I love going into this job. I can't wait to continue my time at Boise State, graduate, and get into this industry. Or maybe a student will do an internship and go, uh-oh, this is not what I thought I signed up for. Let's go back to the drawing board while I'm still in college. I still have time. I can still take advantage of all these resources here at Boise State and figure out what may be a better fit for me then. With undergraduate research, I continue to be blown away each and every year, just the amount of kind of time and funding that we're able to put into our research opportunities here at Boise State. And so what's great too with our location is we have the opportunity to be able to do field work, like you can see these students doing here up at Bogus Basin, where they were actually testing snow. And so students are able to have those really neat opportunities, work directly with a professor, which often too can lead to future kind of connections and networking opportunities there. And then lastly, on-campus jobs. I think that on-campus jobs are a really great way where if you're looking for a part-time job as a student to, again, fill up that time. A really great perk of an on-campus job is the fact that ultimately your supervisor knows that you're here at Boise State to be a student first and foremost. And so I worked on campus as a student tour guide in the admissions office during my last year as a Boise State student. And what was so neat is that my supervisor would ask for my class schedule before each and every semester before she made our work schedule. So I never was placed in that situation where I had to decide, do I go to class today or do I go to work? Because she would never schedule me for that conflicting kind of times there. And so that was something I really loved. And two, at the end of the day, your coworkers are also students. So it was oftentimes a little bit of a, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. If I ever needed a shift cover because maybe I had a big paper coming up that I needed some extra hours to be able to work on, I oftentimes would cover shifts for my coworkers if that was the case for them. So again, great opportunity there working on campus. Moving on to getting involved. I think getting involved is another awesome way to fill up that time outside the classroom as well. I always tell my students, regardless of if you go to Boise State or not, my biggest advice to any student going to college is to get involved. I think that it is such a great way to not only continue pursuing those different hobbies or interests that you have, but also discover different passions that you had that you never even knew that you had before college. At Boise State, we have over 200 different clubs and organizations, including 25 different Greek life chapters. We have multicultural Greek organizations and also tons of different leadership opportunities. Maybe if you're someone who's currently in student council, we have our ASBSU, so our student body kind of government at Boise State. Also a lot of academic clubs. So if you're interested in doing a club directly back related to your major, we also have religious affiliated clubs, political affiliated clubs, lots of different opportunities. Again, truly anything under the sun within those 200 plus clubs and organizations. We even have a Star Wars club where they meet once a month and do lightsaber battles. So when I say there's something for everyone, I truly do mean it. And again, getting involved is just a great way to ultimately meet people, make friends, and find your people at Boise State. Next, we have studying abroad. We have a really awesome study abroad program here. Our students visit over 60 different countries. We have about 300 students who study abroad each year. What's really great about our study abroad program is that we have someone who's actually very similar to myself, but in the study abroad world, we have someone who's there to help you through every step of your study abroad journey. I know that it can be a little bit of an intimidating process of figuring out, your student visa, making sure your passport's up to date, picking what program you even want to do or what country you even want to go study at. So those study abroad advisors are super great in helping students, again, find that perfect fit for them, making sure they feel prepared and going on that study abroad adventure. And oftentimes I know that there can be some myths surrounding study abroad, like maybe it will be more expensive than, a semester at Boise State. Perhaps it will make me not graduate in 4 years like I want to. But what's great is that, again, working with those study abroad advisors, those myths are very easily kind of debunkable there, where, I had a friend who studied abroad in Thailand where the cost of living was actually cheaper than in Boise. She was able to bring her Boise State scholarships with her over to Thailand for that study abroad experience, and actually ended up essentially saving money during her time studying abroad because it ended up just being a lot more affordable to live there. And then also kind of with making sure you're still graduating when you want to, again, just work directly with that study abroad advisor, and they'll make sure that you're taking courses while you're abroad that will directly relate back to your major. Moving on to our campus recreation. We have a really awesome recreation center at Boise State. It's absolutely free for our full-time students to utilize. So if you're someone who likes to hit the gym every day, you don't have to worry about having to miss a day at Boise State because our gym is awesome. A really great part of our campus recreation center is our outdoor program office. Like I was kind of mentioning earlier, those different outdoor adventures and excursions students can take part in. That is all ran by our outdoor program office. So again, when the weather's nice, they'll do stand-up paddleboarding trips, white river water rafting. When it gets a little bit colder, they'll do skiing or snowboarding lessons up at Bogus Basin. And again, oftentimes these opportunities are super affordable, oftentimes including shuttling you to that outdoor adventure, shuttling you back to campus. So again, if you're someone who doesn't bring a car that first year, you won't have to worry about that when it comes to taking part in those different activities. And so you ultimately get to meet other students who are also interested in those different adventures. Again, just building more friendships. And then also with our campus recreation, there's different fitness classes that are put on by other current students. We also have different sports levels at Boise State. So if we have any athletes here, know that you can continue playing that sport you love or try a new sport for the very first time through our intramural sports. We also have over 20 different competitive club sports teams. And I never knew about club sports in the college level until I came to Boise State. But what's cool about club sports is that they're truly very comparable to club sports at the high school level. In fact, they're more competitive than our intramural sports. Maybe they have a tryout process. You'll have a coach and a regular practice schedule, and you'll actually get to rep the Boise State uniform and travel around the Pacific Northwest, competing against other schools, against their club teams. And so I actually had a group of friends who were on our men's club lacrosse team during my time as a student, and they got to wear the Boise State uniform, travel to Wyoming, California, Oregon. In fact, the day after we graduated, they had to fly to Texas to do a championship game for lacrosse in Texas the day after graduating. And so really cool opportunities there with those club sports. It will be not quite as time and intensive and a commitment as D1 sports, but of course still that super competitive level there, getting to rep the Boise uniform. But of course, we have our 16 Division I Bronco athletic teams. We are part of the Mountain West Conference currently. And I think that one of my favorite parts about being a Boise State student was the fact that all of our full-time Boise State students actually get free entry to all of our home Bronco athletic games. So whether that's home football games, men and women's basketball, gymnastics meets, tennis matches, golf, cross country, track, you name it, our Boise State students are at those games for $0. I think that's a little unheard of, especially for a Division I school. And so I think because of that, we have so much school spirit on campus. Even if you're not a huge sports fan, you might as well go and check out the games at least once, just because of the energy that's there and how much fun and exciting they are. Currently, I know that our Bronco football team is trying to hopefully maybe get a spot in the Mountain West Championship. I'm hopeful. I know we're coming off of a 2-game winning streak. Our men's basketball team has done extremely well the past couple years, going to the first round of March Madness. The past 2 years, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, for first round of March Madness this year. We'll see. But again, a really cool just kind of community to be a part of, where you'll actually notice, because Idaho doesn't have NFL teams or NBA teams. So our Boise State athletics truly are the athletics in Idaho. And with that, you'll find not only our students, our staff, our faculty, alumni, out at those home games, you'll also find the Boise community loves our Broncos. They love our students, and they love supporting our student athletes. And you really feel that as a Boise State student. Now that you got to hear all the fun parts about being a Boise State student, what are the steps to get you here? So this is going to be our application process. There's a few different items that we need, and I'll let you know when we need them by. So first of all, we'll need you to complete our application. You can find our application just directly on our Boise State website. We're actually not a part of the Common App, which is a question I often get, but the application itself maybe takes 10, 15 minutes. There's no essay questions or short answer questions on there. Once you complete the application itself, you'll pay a $50 application fee or submit an application fee waiver as you submit that application. And once we have that, the only other thing that we need from you in order to make your admission decision is your in-progress high school transcript. So again, just the application, your application fee or application fee waiver, and then your in-progress high school transcript. Once we have those 3 things into our office, you'll know your admission decision within 2 to 3 weeks time after that date we receive your last material. We're currently test free, so we are not needing ACT or SAT scores for the admissions or scholarship review process. So again, truly just those 3 items. And if you actually get us those 3 items by our non-resident scholarship deadline, which is December 15th, then automatically, based on your unweighted total GPA, you could be eligible to receive one of our automatic non-resident scholarships. And you can see these here on this slide. So we have scholarship opportunities ranging from a 3.2 with that Ridgeline Scholarship all the way up to that WUI Scholarship or Western Undergraduate Exchange that begins at a 3.6 GPA. And you can see kind of the different values of those scholarships and what they actually would bring down Boise State's tuition and fees to for a non-resident student. Did you have anything to add on this one, Deacon?
Yeah, I just want to make sure they know that the application, no essay, no recommendation, takes about 13 to 14 minutes to do it. It'll take you longer to get the transcript, so start thinking about that first. It's not that hard to apply.
Yes. And I oftentimes will have students who will complete their application and email me or text me frantically and be like, did I miss a section? I missed the essay. Where was the short answer questions? And I truly say, it is really that easy. And so don't psych yourself out. Know that once you probably completed after that 10, 13 minutes, you actually have completed the application. It was as easy as that. And with those in-progress high school transcripts as well, I'm happy if you have an in-progress high school transcript as a PDF format already showing at least your freshman through junior year grades. I can actually take that from it. You can email that directly to me as long as it's in that PDF format. I could take it and make sure it's attached to your application. So that's probably the quickest way to do it. Or connecting with your high school counselor, they can send it to me in a PDF version. And then also we accept it through electronic services like Parchment. And so definitely some options there of getting us your transcript, but that's even kind of a quick way to get it to us as well. Awesome. Well, like I mentioned, I was going to share my contact information with you all before I was finished today. And so, again, I'm your admissions counselor here to help you with any and all questions that you do have about Boise State from today on, from before today and on. So please, please, please don't hesitate to use me as a resource to ask me questions. If I don't know the answer, I'll connect you with someone who does, or I'll find it out for us. Again, please use me as that resource. I remember how stressful that college search process can be in navigating, different schools, juggling those different college applications. And so definitely with Boise State, I want to make it as smooth as possible. But that's really all that I have.
Right.
Again, will let y'all kind of take a photo of that if you need to. And Deacon also has my contact information, but I'll go ahead and stop sharing now and kind of
Okay, we have a special guest here, and you hang right there, Abby. I'm sure others will have questions. Start thinking of those questions. But Andrea, are you there? Andrea?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. This is well, she's not on cam, but this is Andrea Wilson. She is my daughter. She was a graduate of Boise State. I want you to tell them what year you graduated, kind of what you're doing now, and how Boise State helped you with your career.
I can't figure out my camera, so I do apologize. But so I majored in public health. It's now called public health. At the time, it was called health ed and promotion. And I am a project manager working for Blue Shield California. And I work in their accounts payable and incentives department, which is just a fancy way of saying I manage their payout cycles. How did I get here? I've done a little bit of everything within public health, from health education on Boise State's campus in their health center, to volunteerism in the Peace Corps, to grad school, to working as a supervisor in entertainment for COVID-19, to now project managing on the financial side of healthcare. And I think how I got here was just saying yes to a bunch of job opportunities that were chaotic in nature and needed someone like me who is just crazy enough to like chaos, like bringing organization to chaos. And so I think that that's gotten me pretty far. I did track and field at Boise State University, so truly wasn't
2 years, right?
3.5 years.
3.5.
Actually.
Oh my God.
Yeah. 3.5 years. I am a spirited Bronco. I was probably at almost every football game. Every year I was there.
Did you paint your face?
Painting my face, holding up signs, losing my voice. I was literally that girl. I did basketball games, gymnastic competitions. I went to as many as I could because I really, really appreciated the school spirit. It's unmatched. Well, there are probably other schools that are spirited like that, but it's unmatched for the state of Idaho. I'll say that. And I made a lot of friends there that were from LA, coincidentally. I never knew them in LA, but I met them in Idaho. Small world. And I still keep in touch with them to this day. I loved how peaceful the campus, it probably still is, but was at the time. I didn't have a car until my last year, so I walked it and biked it a lot on the Greenbelt, which is one of my favorite attributes about that school is the Greenbelt.
It's along the river? Along the river?
Along the river, yeah. And what made me choose Boise State was how peaceful it was. I'm from South Central, so born in Torrance, but raised in Crenshaw District. And so I'm a true South Centralian. Yeah, I made that up. And so I needed the peace that Boise State was offering because quite frankly, to go from hearing helicopters at night to hearing nothing was amazing for me. It prepared me for life because the cost of living was lower. So I was able to kind of work with the budget a lot easier. than if I would have lived in LA in an apartment. I don't think I would have been mature enough to handle those expenses. So I appreciated it.
Hey, talk about your advisor real quick, then we'll take questions.
My
She's a special
advisor,
kind of lady.
she is a special woman. I still talk to her every now and then. She was the best part of my academic experience there. Her name is Dr. Spirit, and she is retired, rightfully so. But she's the reason why I know. The presenter was talking about study abroad, and I didn't have money for that. But she's the reason why I graduated on time, because she allowed me to do something called National Student Exchange Program, which said I could finish up my degree, accelerated in a way, in any university in the US or US territories. And when I tell you, I almost went to a HBCU and paid Boise State tuition. At the last minute, I ended up studying in Puerto Rico, which changed the course of my whole life.
Right.
For the better. And I was able to take a spring only course during the fall in Puerto Rico, because my advisor said, yep, do it. If it'll get you out here on time, do it. So when I think of Boise State University, I think of just the connections I made with people. They're also the reason why I did the Peace Corps. Exposure, a lot of exposure to what I'd never been exposed to before, not just academically, but just professionally. And it's a small enough school to not get lost. So I never felt intimidated about the academic environment. Great.
And by the way, her story, I mean, all my top 10 schools are that way, but at Boise, every one of my parents, every one of my students who graduate are having similar career experiences that kind of ignited on the campus and they're carrying over. They're in all different kind of places. You wouldn't believe where they are. Where's Erica now? I lost track of her.
Erica, through the McNair Scholarship Program, ended up graduating with her master's degree in child health psychology. No, she's finishing up her master's from Columbia University.
Columbia, yeah. She's in New York. She's working there too. So I remember I did a recommendation for her. I talked to her. Yeah, they're all over the place. I got one that's a college professor at Langston College, an engineer and working with NASA on the East Coast. It's amazing. That school seems to do a good job. But I just want to make sure you heard that. Any other questions you have for Abby or Andrea, you can speak right, or me, I guess, too, because some things I can say that maybe she can't say or shouldn't say, but I can say it. Anybody? See, a lot of the people here already know about you because they visited, some of them here. Let's see. Well, I'm surprised. Izzy. Hey, Izzy. Izzy, are you there?
Hi.
What's up?
Nothing much.
You're a busy person.
Yes, I am.
Izzy's a volleyball player.
Yeah.
She's probably pretty good. She don't want to tell me, but that's okay. I don't care. Anyway, she ain't gonna tell me either way. But she visited Boise State and applied and got accepted. She goes to Archer. You might remember her, right? Really appreciated it. Cornelius, what's up?
Hello.
Showed up, huh?
Yes, I did.
You bad, man. I'm really proud of you, man. See, all these people applied. That's pretty cool. He got accepted, and he's mulling over his options, being the super intelligent, highly academically skilled man that he is. And Sister Dawn, you there? I wonder if her son is there.
Yes, I'm here. Garen is also on. Hi, Deacon.
Oh, he said, "Hey, Jaren, what's up, man?" Garen?
Hi, Deacon. How are you doing?
All right, good. Oh, yeah, there you are. I see you. I'm glad you could come. Hey, man, if you want me to take you up to Boise on a trip, I could do that, man. I can make you an offer you can't refuse.
All right.
Whoa, that was easy. So he's
We'll
coming.
take it.
So he's
I
coming up,
like
huh?
what I heard. We'll
Huh?
take it. I like what we will take it. I like what I heard.
All right, we'll talk about it. I got a couple of benefactors that might take care of that. Sister Sandra, same way. I already told her. Sister Sandra?
Yes, please.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm okay.
I worked her daughter like to death last summer, Abby. She worked in my summer program. Hope she still likes me.
No,
Anyway.
yeah, she does. She does.
I'm glad you're here. Is the OC there?
No, she's playing.
Oh, okay.
He's playing right now.
Yeah, but I already made the offer to you too, so we'll talk about that. I'm gonna take 2 or 3 y'all up there with me this time and get you to see it if you guys want to apply and think about that. And Sister Cherie, I won't put her on blast how far she is. Sister Cherie, are you there? Sister Cherie? Maybe she doesn't hear me.
I have a.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. You go right ahead.
I just wanted to know a little more about their computer science program.
Oh, yeah. Go. You go or I go, whatever you want to do. Yeah, I know a lot about the engineering programs, but go ahead.
I was going to say, Deacon, then you can also tap into wherever you want to add in here, because you probably know a little bit more too. But because you all recently, did you tour the computer science department when you came out?
Yeah, but also I'm an engineering major, so I noticed these things. And I know the lady over there, we used to visit her all the time.
Leandra?
I got on, right. You knew who I meant.
Well, I did know exactly, because also Ramon just told me the story, like you and Ramon's origin story the other day.
Oh, you know about all that then. Okay.
I did. I learned it the other day, but
that's crazy.
I was going to say, Deacon, if you want to kind of talk about the computer science department of what you know, and then I can also kind of add in any other details maybe that you miss.
Yeah, just the 2 unique things about it. It's conjoined with the engineering, electrical engineering, really. If you're going to even a BA in computer science, you're stuck with the engineering department. They get a lot into coding and programming. They have all the high level. They have a software lab for freshman students. I'm afraid to let your son loose in there after reading his essay. I'm afraid he won't come out of the lab if he gets up there. That's the only thing I watch for. They're really great with the application software, apps, all that. They understand, and they've been in it for a while. They're crazy like that. But the key thing is the engineering professors have sort of taken control of anything computer at Boise State. It's all been thrown into that. Even if you're getting a BA, if you're just doing IT, you're stuck with them. So I think that's a unique thing. And they're ranked now probably the 14th or 15th top public engineering school right now. So got a special thing going with NASA. That's what Kobe got his hookup. Had a young lady there. She got a nice job with SpaceX via NASA. So it's a pretty good computer science program is what I would say to that. It could match a lot of the other major schools.
And I think the only other thing that I would add to that, I think you nailed it perfectly, but what's cool about the computer science department is that it's actually located in downtown Boise. So
that's right.
On kind of the main campus. I know students, when they come on the campus tour, are like, oh, where's computer science? It's actually in the heart of downtown Boise, right underneath water analytics. Right. Yeah. And so it's a cool space. Not only do those students, from their class have a view of downtown Boise that's stunning, they are really intentional about why they put the computer science department right there, and not kind of on our campus. And I make it seem like it's far away, but again, only about a 15-minute walk. We also have a free shuttle system for students that will take you from campus into downtown Boise, right to that computer science building. And I think over 100 of the software companies in the Boise area are within a mile radius from that computer science department. And so that's why we put the computer science department in downtown Boise, so that, we could have community members who are working in these industries come really easily just during their lunch break, or, when they have time to in between meetings, and come and talk to our students and be exposed to our students. And so our students can ultimately learn directly from the industry, surrounded by them. And I think the computer science department is such a such a great example of how students really have those networking opportunities just almost handed to them while they're even just in the classroom. I think the computer science department is one of the ones who also does the internships really extremely well. I think by the time students are a junior at the latest, they probably already have some type of internship directly related to what they want to do. And when I found out what these interns were getting paid per hour, it was up in the like 20s, $40 an hour. I reconsidered my career choices for a second there because super impressive and also just superb opportunities too.
Yeah, I know OC's big into those computers, Sister Sandra. So that was a really good question. Anybody else? Well, Cornelius, are you kind of a techie? Cornelius? Cornelius? I don't know if he knows his mic is closed. Maybe he doesn't know that, or he's away for a minute. All right. Okay, anybody else? So I'm subject to call.
Deacon, this is Shuri. I'm here. I couldn't get off of mute earlier.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Go
I
ahead.
just wanted to let you know that I am here. I didn't have any questions, but I'm here.
Cool. Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank Abby for coming in. Never like to keep people too long here, but I hope that if you haven't applied, you'll consider it. Get a hold. I'll send an email out tomorrow. I see 3 of you that probably have not applied. I'll send an email out by standard email showing you how to apply. And you saw her information. I'm sure one of my people, like one of my subdirectors, not Brianna, I don't want to pick on her today. Like Bailey, maybe Bailey's here. Bailey is a good control point for you too. She'll put out something if you need to tell you. We'll be deciding on the travel dates to Boise State really soon. And she told me she would do it before the meeting. Right? You were here, Abby. You my witness.
We're getting the trip planned soon.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Anybody else? Oh, Brother Moore's here. Hey, Brother Moore. I always got to give a shout out to my dads now.
Hey, sir.
What's up, Brother Moore?
Done too much. Done too much.
Oh, I can't hear you, bud. Oh, I can't hear him too well. Maybe. I guess I couldn't hear him there. Anyway, he's one of our good dads. He's here. His son was already accepted to the school.
Awesome.
And they're considering it. And it's good to have him here too.
There's another question from Cornelius in the chat. Would you mind briefly talking about your forensic department?
Yeah, definitely. So at Boise State, I'm gonna double check the major that it is called, because I believe that it's not that specific forensic degree, but I believe you can get it in criminal justice with that forensic science emphasis or minor with that. But what's neat again is those partnerships that we have, that hands-on opportunity that you'll have. We work really, really closely with not only like the Boise Police Department, with kind of those different organizations in the area. And so with forensics specifically, again, you'll find those different opportunities available for you. Any like science related courses that you take through that program, most of them will have that lab component side to them. I know that even when I was a student, one of the courses that I took, which most likely a forensic student would take as well, is even just those kind of first initial biology and chemistry courses that you'll be taking, where again, looking at the DNA and doing different lab activities and experiments in the classroom setting. And so lots of cool activities in the classroom. I'm more than happy, and this is for everyone. The beauty of my job is I know a little bit about every academic program, but not an expert in a single one, maybe besides my own, and probably not even an expert in my own, because psychology is so broad. You can do a lot with that program. And so if anyone wants a ton of information about that specific program that they're interested in, definitely send me an email, and I'm more than happy to send you more information than you would ever even want about that program. But connect you with those a lot more information. We also do a lot of our department representatives for these different academic programs will often do appointments with students too. And so even if you wanted to meet someone from our criminal justice program, from our computer science program, from that kind of forensic specialty there, I can definitely send you an appointment booking form where you can fill that out, and we'll get you set up to talk with a representative from that specific academic department. And they'll be able to provide you with, again, tons of information about those programs that you're interested in. But again, definitely email me if you want to kind of find out some more of those specific information about the academic program you're interested in. And I can definitely give you lots of information about it.
Yeah, I love that answer. That was great. Hey, listen, Cornelius, to this too. Consider job versus career versus major, right? So if you want to get into, I have students that are doing forensics for major police, the county and other police departments. They majored in something like chemistry, or they majored in something related to it. And then the career is a different issue. You can get internships, like you said, you can get to do it. So try not to get whatever school you pick too hung up on forensics as a major. Just make sure that if you get a criminal justice major, that you get all the science and everything you need, but your advisor can help you, because career and major are really related but different. They're really different. I have about 3 or 4 students that are doing forensics, and I don't think any one of them actually majored in forensics.
Which I can confirm. I just did a quick little Google search, and our forensic emphasis is within our Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. So
Yeah.
you get your degree in chemistry with the emphasis in forensics.
There it is.
Yeah. So you got
There
it,
it is.
Deacon. You're right on.
Yeah, some of these things come up over and over again. I've been doing this since ancient times. All right, anybody else? That was great. Any other? All right, I want to thank you all for coming out. Kind of a funny night. Not funny as in haha, but I'm glad you came out. And have a great Thanksgiving with family. If you like turkey, have some. I'm not cooking this year. Don't come over. And some of us are going away, like my daughter. God bless you, Andrea. Anything, Andrea, you want to say going out? Andrea?
Yeah, I was actually just gonna emphasize what you said. I hope students don't get too caught up in what major to choose, because really you can do any career you want to do. And I mean, you really can. I've worked in so many different industries. It's not even funny. So unless you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or a
engineer,
nurse or engineer, it really doesn't matter. And this is my 32-year-old self talking, not my 20-year-old self. It really doesn't matter what you major in. What matters most is that you have the experience to back it up. And I would even go as far as to say the degree doesn't even determine your pay grade.
Brianna, you got something to add to? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Andrea.
Yeah, with that being said, I rest my mic. I hope y'all believe me, because it's true.
Brianna, any final comments there? Sorry, I didn't go to you.
I was just gonna co-sign what Andrea said. Yeah, I mean, your degree, you can use your degree anywhere, to do anything. My degree's in communications. I really haven't started using it until recently, when I started writing for my friend's magazine. But other than that, I've been working in education this whole time. So it's sometimes you get a degree in a certain area and you end up working in a whole different field. So you just have to be mindful of that and open-minded to different opportunities.
Yeah, that's really important. So thank you all. Thank you, Abby.
Thank you.
We'll be seeing
Thank
you
you all for spending your Tuesday night with me.
All right. Abby, we'll be bringing some people really soon. We'll talk really soon too. I got a couple of things I want to run by you, okay?
Amazing.
All right. Thank you all very much. We'll see you later.
Thank
All right.
you, Abby.
Bye, all.
Bye,
Thank you so
everybody.
much.
Bye.
Wait, hold on. Who's that just tried to talk to me? Is that Jared?
Yeah, it is.
What's up, Jared?
Hey.
Jared visited school too, Abby.
All right.
All right, good
Awesome.
good hearing you, seeing you, man.
All right, for sure. All
He's
right.
the man. Jared's the man too.
Bye,
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Okay, bye-bye now.
Deacon. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll be in touch with you soon, Sister Dawn. Let's make that happen, okay?
Okay.
Yes, yes, thank you so much.
All right. You
All
too.
right.
You too, Sister Sandra.
Have a
Thank
happy
you.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. Glad you came, Garen. I guess he was here too. All right, okay. Glad you came, Garen. All right.
Uh,
All right, man. How's it going with school?
it's going pretty well. Yeah,
All
decent.
right. Sounds good. All right, man. We'll be in touch. I want to check on you with your CSUs next day or two. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
All right.
Pretty good.
You did the do. It's over. It's over.
Nice. Good. Nice group we have.
Yeah, I think so. I think so, Christina.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Christina, I got some things strategically I want to run by you about next year.
Okay.
So we'll do that tomorrow or something. Okay. Just want to test your memory. It's gonna be a real test. I hope you're ready to get your sleep.
All right. Well, you let me know.
Bailey, I got a job I want you to look at in terms of planning for the current 11th graders, okay?
Okay.
It's perfect for you. It's made for you. All right. And it's eventually it'll go to artwork, but I want you and I to work on it first. Then we'll send it to artwork with Quinn and Asia. Something that's gonna go up on the internet. I've always wanted to put like a roadmap. Step one, the steps to get to college for 11th graders. But I want you to help me by editing it, okay?
Okay.
I just do a bunch of thoughts down, but you got to help me edit. Okay, we'll be in touch. Thank you very much.
Good night, guys.
Thanks for coming tonight. I appreciate it. And I guess have a nice Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Thanks,
you
Deacon.
too.
What are y'all doing, Christina?
I think we're not doing turkey this year. We're gonna do roast beef.
Whoa! Can I come? Never mind.
Of course.
She said, "I'll give you that, Bailey."
Yeah.
Bailey, what y'all doing?
No one knows.
We're having the normal, but yes, I'll be with family as well.
Well, I'm being lazy. We're going to Truxton's.
Okay.
We take they were so happy with my wife's order. They gave her credit for enough for put toward a dinner there. So we're going up there with Quinn and me and the wife. We'll get you a little turkey.
Oh, nice.
That'll be nice.
And maybe we'll make a little something. So got a little of that cake left. So go get some ice cream to put with it. That will finish off the cake. That'll be into that cake because it's only about 1/8 left. Yeah, we wrap that real tight to keep it moist.
That's funny.
So
Okay,
we
well,
put a
as
little
long
ice
as you
cream
guys
on that.
like it.
Yeah, put a little ice cream on it. It's all over.
Yeah.
All right, you guys.
All right. Have a good Thanksgiving, you guys.
Appreciate your work today, Bailey. Appreciate your work, Christina, all the time.
Thank you, Deacon.
All
All
right.
right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
See you then.